Arthur Hayes, one of the most important people in all of crypto, just invested more than $2 million in Synapsys, and the price is going up. If the smart money is buying, should we follow? Now, Synapsys is known as a blockchain bridge, so it can move assets from one blockchain to the other blockchain. But that's not why Arthur Hayes is buying. Bridge technology has been commoditized, and so the total value locked on Synapsys has been on constant decline. Yet we see 2.2 million of purchases by Arthur Hayes. The news have already picked up the story, so what's going on? Hi, my name is Gerhard. I've been in the crypto space for the last 8 years. I hit my first million 3 years ago, and I did this mainly through active trading of altcoins. My track record is on the website down below. While most people got wrecked in the last 2 years, we made money. We are now close to an all-time high if we include the current open positions. 2 years ago, that's when I started to publish my trades in real time. We've currently 7 positions open, but all the closed positions, they are available here on the website as well. So you can have a look at what kind of trades I do, how they win, how they lose. Every single trade is available on the website. Now, one might think that the purchase of Synapsys is just a momentum trade, because when we look at all of the tokens that are listed on Binance, we only have 2 clear outperformers. One of them is Zcash, one of them is Synapsys. That's not the performance in the last year. But apparently it's not momentum that drove the decision. Instead, he's buying the SYN token because Synapsys owns a project called HyperCall. HyperCall is a decentralized exchange that allows trading with options on chain. So that's different to Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid trades just perpetual levered futures. HyperCall enables trading of traditional call and put options. Now, some people think that this is all just manipulation. There have been a lot of liquidations, but I'm not sure if that's true. By the way, if you are on X as well, formerly known as Twitter, then feel free to also check out the account of this channel over here. I publish content regularly. Make sure though that you follow the right account. So that's at Bitcoin Strat. That's the real account. Please do not follow any fake account, any scammer account. Just at Bitcoin Strat. That's the only official account. Now, interestingly enough, there are some parallels between Synapsys and Zcash. Even though the technologies are completely different, the projects are different, the prices behave very similar. Have a look at the Synapsys performance relative to the rest of the altcoin market. It tended to just constantly lose. This is a decline of 99%. And recently, we see the breakout. That's a rally of 2000%. Now, Zcash looked extremely similar. We had a long history of underperformance, and then suddenly the breakout. That was 3000%. So that then begs the question, when we've got an asset that over the years very consistently underperformed the rest of the altcoin market, suddenly breaking out that violently, is this all organic? Because Synapsys also has an inflating token supply. But inflation isn't too bad anymore. As in, 1 year from now, we will see 4% more supply. That's still more than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. But within the altcoin market, 4% per annum of additional supply isn't bad. In fact, almost 90% of all supply is already circulating. Even though Arthur Hayes isn't stating this publicly, I do think that this is a momentum trade. This is a trade based on an expansion of attention. Because have a look at how much attention and price correlates for Synapse. The social engagements, that's the bar chart. The price chart is the line. And check out how much leverage there is. As in, on the spot market, we only saw 50 million worth of trading volume in the last 24 hours. But on the perpetual futures market, we saw almost 10 times that trading volume. We had a little bit of a rally at the beginning of the year already, that then subsequently deflated again. Now we've got another rally. Now what do we see here in red? That's the funding rate. So on the perpetual futures market, where people bet on the price with leverage, there's a funding mechanism. When there's more people that bet on falling prices than on rising prices, then the funding rate is negative, and so the shorts have to pay the longs. It costs money to bet on falling prices. When the funding rate is positive, when it's green, that means there's more optimists. People bet on rising prices. When this is steeply red, while the price is going up, that's a very good sign that we see a short squeeze. So enough people are betting on falling prices, and then market makers buy up the supply to push the price higher, to liquidate everybody. I think That's again what happened over here. And it explains why an asset that tended to go down long term suddenly breaks out like this. Most retail investors were probably betting on falling prices. And then market makers just bought up the supply very quickly. This is actually the exact same thing that we saw with Zcash. At least for the very first rally over here, it was a massive short squeeze. Again, because people were just betting on falling prices. And that was a very profitable strategy for the majority of times. Just have a look at all of those short liquidations. They are much larger compared to the few long liquidations. Everybody is betting on falling prices, and the market makers just manipulate the price in the opposite direction. The market cap of Synapse is $120 million, but the amount of bets on the price is $50 million. And that puts a $2.2 million bet into perspective. The trading volume is extremely high, and there is positive correlation between trading volume and price. Right? When there's more trading volume, attention is high and the price is high. When the attention moves to the next asset and the trading volume goes down, the price tends to deflate. And I do think at some point Synapsys will come down again, but it probably takes its time to deflate. Like Zcash, there can be retracements, right? This is a 60% decline, but it can take a while. And maybe the story of decentralized options trading will actually take off. Now, I don't like to trade just based on news. I prefer to figure out what kind of trading rules worked well for a particular asset. And then I apply those trading rules in the future. So I run simulations of buying and selling. I run backtests. And this comes from Bitcoin Strategy Analytics, so the backtesting platform of this channel, available to the premium members. I have backtested Synapse and tried to figure out when should we go long and when should we go short. And the summary, that's over here. We are looking for the best moving average crosses. So a slow moving average versus a fast moving average. The best combination is over here, the 9-day plus 3-day simple moving average. That historically was the best market timing instrument for Synapse. How well did this work? Extremely well, right? Synapse per annum on average lost 29%. Per annum, this strategy made almost 300%. And this is how constant the gains are. As in US dollars, we see the blue line, measured in Synapse tokens, that's the purple line. And so here's what that strategy currently says. We got our golden cross on the 14th of June, and the momentum is still bullish, as in we still tend to go up. But once we get a death cross, then I will very likely enter a short position here. So the 3-day SMA has to fall below the 9-day SMA. This is a dream scenario. Whenever price went up very quickly, at some point the momentum will turn around, and that's then when I want to bet on falling prices. I did the exact same with Luna Classic. So have a look at this history over here. We entered the Luna Classic short on the 2nd of June. That was also after a rally, but we waited for that rally to finish. So actually there have been 2 Luna Classic shorts. This one over here made just a small gain. Let's have a look at the one that actually was directly after the rally. So that's over here. We had a nice rally. Then we got our death cross, right? In this case, it was the 6-day and the 10-day SMA. We got the death cross and subsequently also the announcement on the channel, how I'm shorting the Luna Classic token. And then we just closed that position once we got the golden cross. So that is going to be my approach with Synapsys as well. I am waiting for the death cross, and then I'm going to bet on falling prices. Right now, the momentum is still intact. The price can go higher, but at some point this will turn around, and that's then my opportunity. That's my preferred way of trading this. If you rather bet on rising prices, then this can be also your exit signal, right? When you're currently betting on a further appreciation of Synapse, probably it also makes sense to at least take partial profit when the momentum dies down, when we get that death cross. So the 3-day versus 9-day simple moving average. I will of course post that signal in premium as well. Now I cannot share every single position that I've currently opened, but I do want to share something at least. Down below in the pinned comment, there's a link to this website. And on this website, you can get one of the current open premium trades. That's a trade that I currently have opened, that the members have opened, and that I think will continue to make money. You will not just get the trade, you will also get a premium tutorial video, how to set up that trade and how to manage the risk. So feel free to check it out. It's completely free, no credit card needed, no payment needed. You will get everything sent to your email. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish here regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time. Cheers.